Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to understand one of the most important concepts in Java, constructors in Java. So let's start from the very basics. What is a constructor in Java? A constructor in Java is a special method that is used to initialize the variables of a class when an object is created. It has the same name as the class. No return type, not even void. Very important point. A constructor runs automatically when we create an object using the new keyword. In very simple words, a constructor is used to set initial values when an object is created. Now you may ask, why do we even need a constructor? We need constructors to initialize object variables when the object is created, to ensure the object starts with valid and required values, to reduce writing multiple setter methods after creating an object, to make sure every object is created in a proper and ready-to-use state, to assign values automatically at the time of object creation. So basically, constructors help us create properly initialized objects. Types of constructors in Java. In Java, constructors are mainly of three types. First, default constructor. Second, no-argument constructor. Third, parameterized constructor. Let's understand them one by one. First, default constructor. A default constructor is a constructor that is automatically provided by Java. Important points. It is created only when we do not write any constructor in the class. It has no parameters. It assigns default values to instance variables. It helps create the object even if we don't initialize values manually. Default values given by Java. int 0, 00.0, Boolean false, string null. In simple words, a default constructor is automatically created by Java to allow object creation when we don't write any constructor. Second, no-argument constructor. Now let's talk about the no-argument constructor. Definition in simple points. A no-argument constructor is a constructor that has no parameters. It is written explicitly by the programmer. It is used to initialize values manually inside the constructor. It runs automatically when the object is created. It can assign values or print messages. Important difference. Default constructor automatically created by Java. No-argument constructor written manually by the programmer. In simple words, a no-argument constructor is written by the programmer and does not take any parameters. Third, parameterized constructor. Now let's understand the parameterized constructor. Definition in simple points. A parameterized constructor accepts arguments or parameters. It is written explicitly by the programmer. It is used to initialize object variables with specific values at the time of object creation. It runs automatically when the object is created using new keyword. It allows different objects to have different initial values. Important points. Parameterized constructor written manually with parameters. Default no-argument constructor can be created automatically or manually. Allows custom initialization for each object. In simple words, a parameterized constructor takes input values and uses them to initialize variables when the object is created. Now let's understand some very important rules. First, the constructor name must match the class name. If not, Java will treat it as a normal method. Second, constructors do not have a return type. Not even void. If you add a return type, it becomes a normal method. Third, constructors can be overloaded. That means we can create multiple constructors with different parameters. Fourth, constructors are automatically called when the object is created using new. Fifth, if you do not write any constructor, Java provides a default constructor. Sixth, constructors cannot be abstract, static, or final. Seventh, a constructor can call another constructor using this. Now I will explain the complete example step by step. First, we have a class called student. Inside this class, we declare two variables. String name, int age. These are instance variables. That means every object of the student class will have its own name and age. Next, we have a default constructor. As we know, a constructor's name must be the same as the class name. So here the constructor name is student. This constructor is called automatically when an object is created without passing any parameter. Inside this constructor, name is equal to unknown, age is equal to 0. Here, we are setting default values manually. We set the value of name to unknown using name is equal to unknown. We set the value of age to 0 using age is equal to 0. So whenever an object is created without arguments, these values will be assigned. Next, we have another constructor, student boolean noarg. This constructor takes one boolean parameter. This constructor is called when we create an object and pass a boolean value. Inside this constructor, we set name is equal to Rahul, age is equal to 18. So whenever an object is created by passing a boolean value, it sets name to Rahul, age to 18. Next, we have a parameterized constructor, student string name int age. This constructor takes two parameters, string name, int age. When an object is created by passing two values, name and age, this constructor is called. Inside this constructor, we write this dot name is equal to name. This dot age is equal to age. Here, this dot name refers to the instance variable, meaning the class variable name. Name, without this, refers to the parameter passed during object creation. This dot age refers to the class variable age. Similarly, age, without this, refers to the parameter value passed during object creation. So here, we use this because the parameter names and the class variable names are the same. If we write only name is equal to name or age is equal to age, Java will think both refer to the parameter variable. So to clearly tell Java that we are referring to the class variable, we use this. This means the current object's variable. Next, we have a display method. This method prints system.out.println name plus age plus age. So whenever we call display, it prints the name and age of that object. Now moving to the main class. Inside the main method, we create objects. First object, student S1 is equal to new student. Here, we are not passing anything. So the default constructor is called automatically. It sets name is equal to unknown, age is equal to 0. Second object, student S2 is equal to new student, true. Here, we are passing a boolean value. So the constructor that takes a boolean parameter is called. It sets name is equal to Rahul, age is equal to 18. Third object, student S3 is equal to new student, Ramesh, 20. Here, we are passing two parameters, Ramesh, 20. So the parameterized constructor is called because it matches two parameters. It assigns name is equal to Ramesh, age is equal to 20. Now, we call s1.display. It prints name, unknown, age, 0. Because during the creation of S1 those values were set by the default constructor. Then we call s2.display. It prints name, Rahul, age, 18. Because during the creation of S2 the Boolean constructor assigned those values. When we call s3.display, it prints name, Ramesh, age, 20. Because during the creation of S3 the parameterized constructor sets those values. So, S1 uses the default constructor. S2 uses the no-argument constructor. S3 uses the parameterized constructor. That is all about this video. In the next video, we will learn about constructor overloading in Java, where we will understand how multiple constructors work inside the same class. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you found this helpful, like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.